So we're back here again. Hello guys, Northwest Transport 390 here, and we are back with information and opinions. The little segment on the channel where I talk about a train, or a type of train, or a family of trains, which divide opinion. I give a little bit of information about them, and then my opinions. Hence, information and opinions. So without further ado, today's video is about the Voyager. Mainly the 220 and the 221. We will not be including the 222 in this, due to the fact that I've simply never travelled on one. They are, however, considered Voyagers. So, there are two types of Voyagers that we'll be talking about today, mainly the 220 and the 221. 220s are operated exclusively by Cross Country. There are 34 of them, and they all have 4 coaches, or carriages, depending on whichever one you prefer, and were built in 2000 to 2001. The 221 is operated by Cross Country and Avanti West Coast. 20 of the Cross Countries have 5 carriages, whilst 4 have 4. And all of the Avantis have 5. The Avanti Voyagers have a tilting mechanism, the same one that is on the Pendolinos. This is not present on the Cross Country. So, Voyagers massively divide opinion, due to the fact that, they've got a rather unpleasant smell on board, some of them, but they're also on quite busy routes. The fact Aberdeen to Penzance is a Voyager is probably, I'd have had an HSC on that all day, every day, but I'm sure there's something. Anyway, getting on to this, Avanti do actually plan to sell off the Voyagers soon. I imagine Cross Country will be where they'll be going. They are to be replaced with the Class 805 and 807. Nice to see a lovely little comfortable seat. Sarcasm aside, I actually do quite like the 800s. Just the seats are a bit meh. But this isn't about 800s, it is about Voyagers. And travelling on board the Voyager, the seats are pretty nice, to be honest. Nice and spacious. It's always amused me the fact that there's plugs on a Voyager but not on a Pendolino. Yeah, they do the job. And we also went cross-country first class coming home from Stoke-on-Trent, and I was pleasantly surprised. The cross-countries from the last time I travelled on weren't much different from the Virgin Trains interior, but the first class I really, really enjoyed, and I would recommend Cross Country's first class. Virgin Trains have a lot of photos in this, obviously, because I'm not going to not include them. So, the lines that these operate on, pretty much everything on Cross Country, and on the Avanti services, you will have the likes of the Chester service, Chester to London Euston, and the Wales extensions, and quite a lot of the stopping services are also operated by Voyagers, mainly the London to Edinburgh via Birmingham, which is shared with the Pendolino. They also operate on the Shrewsbury service, and they did operate on the Blackpool North until the Pendolinos came up. So, the Voyagers, what's my opinion on them? I actually quite like them. I think they do the job fairly well. The smell outside is very iconic. You'd know when there's a Voyager on the station, and I also love how these trains sound. When Avanti do eventually get rid of the Voyagers, I will really miss them on the West Coast Main Line. They have done a really good job over the years, and I'm just hoping that someone buys them. Come on, Cross Country, let's do this. I imagine when they do get removed, if Cross Country do buy them, I imagine they would remove the tilt, which would bring down the speed, I believe, from 125 to 110. And yeah, the Voyagers, I just hope they do have a future. So, I really do like these things, but I understand people who don't like them. And there are many people who cannot stand Voyagers. They just remind them of very busy, sweaty, overcrowded trains. And I must admit, I'm not particularly fond of the whole toilet thing where you go round and you're on one side and the toilet's just kind of there on the other side. Obviously, as well, travelling from Banbury to Oxford was a bit unpleasant. We had no aircon. But that is no mark against the Voyager whatsoever. For those journeys, I've had many a good journey on the Voyager as well, including one today, which was on a refurbished Avanti. I mean, there's not much difference, to be honest. The seats are quite similar. I'm surprised they actually refurbished them, considering they're going. But anyway, that is about it for this little waffle about Voyagers. I'm just pretty glad to bring this series back, actually. Hopefully we do get another one. If there's any suggestions, it has to be something that does divide opinion, not something that's widely loved or widely hated. And that is it for tonight. So, on that note, Northwest Trains for the 390, out.